Welcome back to Trial and Error, you animals. Listen, in my 20 or so years now of hobbyist metalworking, there has not been another tool that has done more to make me look better than I am or to speed up the process than a plasma cutter. So even an entry-level machine like this one that we're going to look at today, it unlocks an incredible amount of potential that you probably have that you haven't been able to utilize because you don't want to get a 4.5-inch angle grinder wheel in the face. So we're going to not just take a look at the machine and test it out like any other review is, but we're going to take it apart, we're going to take the casing off, get up under the skirt, and see what she's really made of, just to make sure this is a good tool. Now, we've done this with Yeswelders in the past, and I've been really impressed with the build quality. Hopefully this continues that tradition, but we'll find out right after this. What in the hell? Oh, the airline regulator. Looked like an old, vacuum tube. That's what I was. What the hell is this thing? Just the regulator. All right. Ooh, quick connects. Nice. Much like their welders, they give you a little cover for the display here, which is actually a nice thing to have, or you could just snap it off. I mean, your call there. It looks like we've got amperage control, variable amperage control here, but we also have an upsy-downsy button here, so I don't know what that's all about. Indicator lights across the top, and I'm assuming an amperage readout as well as your air pressure readout. Got a little yellow condom over the air fitting, ground, on-off control, and your hot lead, if I had to guess. Or that's your ground and that's your hot lead. I don't know, we'll figure it out. On the back, simple, nice quality, good snap action on-off switch. You've got a quick connect fitting. These are really nice where you just push them in and they snug right up, so you don't even have to worry about wrenching it anymore. Little fan, and this is a 110? No. Get out of town. Pack your bags, fool. All right, so what do we got going on here? We got a 220 going through a 110 connector. So what I'm guessing they have here is you can plug this in for 110, but you aren't going to be able to pull 55 amps, or 50 amps, sorry, of current out of 110. So then when you plug one of these guys in, it just converts the ground to a neutral, and this is a hot, and this will be a hot. So it's actually a nice way of doing it. So this particular one I'm going to hold on to because I want a portable one that I can just carry around easily, not just one that's tied in on my welding cart. So this is really good for a quick portable job. You've already got the 110 connection or 120 volt connection, and then if you do need to step it up, you got this guy as well. Very cool. Ground cable is okay. 16 millimeter squared. I don't know, that if I had to guess, they're probably an 8-gauge cable there. Nice zinc coated with a lot of spring to it. Ground cable, that's good. Got strain relief that goes through, that's good. Nothing special, but nothing bad. Circling back on this cord real quick, already easy replacement end, so sometimes these guys end up getting tattered. You don't even have to go buy a new end, just unscrew it, unscrew these three, bring it back a little bit, strip it, connect it, screw it back in. That's really nice. Just after 250 years, your cord may end up being this long, but you know. Okay, we got a couple more quick connect air fittings here. No idea what that's for. I'm guessing the regulator probably goes into each end of the regulator. They give you a section of what appears to be 1/4 inch or 10 millimeter, 6.5 millimeter hose, and I'm guessing probably about 8 feet of that. And the next very important piece is right here. All right, taking a closer look at the gun itself. Very standard consumable parts list here. So these look like the same as my Lotus gun. They are, yeah. So consumables, very cheap, very easy to replace. That is, and also very easy to access, which is really important. So that's great. They do have a idiot-proof handle thing here. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we'll take care of that. So now you can just hit the button free and clear. But I guess if you want the safety thing, it's there. If you want to remove it, as you saw, it's easily removed. Really glad to see that. They actually do send you some consumables as well. So extra ceramics, extra nozzles, That's a couple of cups. Yeah, that's great. Let's get into it here. So, following your main power in, so good strain relief there. This is kind of that main board, so you can see all of the big capacitors lined up. Now, I'm not seeing any name brand components in here from the relays to the caps themselves, and in all honesty, I wouldn't normally expect to. It's just we saw some name brand ones in the welder that's made by Yeswelder, and that was just a shock. So this is much more component-wise what I would expect to find. Everything is so well mounted, just like their welders. This frame here, you don't normally see this in, say, the non-Lincoln, the non-Miller type of machines. This thing is the chassis-wise, is very well built, and all of the boards are positively affixed, just like it was in the welder. Love that. That's great, and I would not hesitate to drag this thing around with me and bang it up a little bit and know that it's built for that. Down here we have the high-frequency start board, so you've got the relay there. You can see in the back there's a coil. Am I in frame? Yep, so this is that high voltage coil for that initial start. On the other side, I'll be able to show you the contacts for that. But everything here looks extremely cleanly well done, well affixed. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, so here's a critical thing. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. So we're looking at the back side of the main board here. The only thing I would like to see done better here is these traces. There's a fair amount of solder on them. It's a good solid trace, but the way it's laid is just pretty kind of hacky and not in line with the rest of the quality of the machine itself. So you can see it's kind of balled up in areas and thin in others. So you just kind of want to look for a flat, consistent flow when they're laying these out. It almost looks like it was done and the board was suspended. It wasn't laying flat. But again, I'm sure it's more than adequate and to carry the load, but just the same, that would be the only, if I'm getting super critical, that would be the only thing I'm critical about. Celastic on the back of all the main connections for components on the other side. That's really nice to see. All right, looking at the top side, obviously you can see the big MOSFETs there, and all of these are coated in Celastic going into a nice heat sink in line with the fan, polymetric fan, made of pre-famulated amulite. The big chokes here are all in with Celastic. They're not coated themselves, but this is pretty heavy gauge stuff. These wires aren't really moving around on you, not a vibration issue. And the important thing is it's Celasticed into the board, tighter than a tiger. So that's great. All right, let's flip it around. So on this side, we have your brain box processing here. Nice machine board, no handwork done here. Everything's super clean, really nice. Here's the back side of that high frequency start module, and if you look right here, you can see, let me move these guys out of the way. If you have something like a plasma cutter or anything with a high frequency start, and it's not starting, meaning you got to strike to arc it, 99 times out of 100, it is an issue with these guys right here. So what ends up happening here is you have incredibly high voltage, and I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it's flowing through this and it jumps the gap to here. And what you're doing with your torch is making that gap an easier path for it to jump to, and that's how you initiate the starting arc on a plasma cutter. But every once in a while these guys get grimy and the arc can't jump, so you lose that feature. Or these actually do wear down over time, although it's a lot of time. And you'll notice here they've actually got these on adjustable studs, so you can easily readjust to get the spacing right. It's only about a ½ millimeter that they need to be gapped, but you can go back in and adjust that right there, and that's true for anything with a high frequency start. Little details, I mean the wiring all twisted, a little bit of glue on each connection, so you don't have to worry about those things vibrating out or popping out over time or arcing out because of the bad connection. I mean, really, really well thought out, well manufactured tool. And if stuff like this keeps coming out from companies like Yeswelder, Miller, I mean, you can only ride that name so long. People start to realize that, hey, I can get a twice the machine. And in all honesty, probably a little better quality as far as component design, layout, and assembly for a whole lot less money. Yeesh. Boys better step it up. I was just about to say, I usually like to mount these guys right on the back of the units, and they were one step ahead of me. They even labeled it air and water installation place. So, I mean, geez, ain't by number here. I mean, I'm sure if I read the manual, it would have helped me there a little bit and told me that it's already there, but around here we die like men. No seat belts, no owner's manuals. Alright, bring this other end up with a quick connect. Now this is not included, obviously you have to figure out what you got for compressor setup and do what makes sense there, but everything up until that point is all done for you. Let's fire this thing up. So we're running right now on regular 120 volt household current. Whenever I test something like this, a dual voltage machine, I always like to test it on the lowest, so that way you as a viewer get a better idea of you know, what you can expect out of this thing, worst case scenario, and then if you have 220 or 240 available, it'll outperform what you see here. I did find there's actually a couple of good features here. So this first button that goes up is a 2T or a 4T button, and what that allows you to do is on 2T mode, when you hold the trigger it cuts. When you release the trigger it stops cutting. On the 4T mode it allows you just to tap the trigger, it will stay cutting, stay active until you tap it again to release. It may not seem like a big deal, but when you're doing a long straight cut on something and you need to change your positioning of your hands just as you're going along, it's really nice to have a 4T mode, so you just tap it, stay on. It allows you to move your hands around without disturbing your cut, much more so than if you have to stop the cut to move and adjust your hands and restart it again. You tend to blast out a little area there, so that's a really nice little feature to have. I don't have that on my other machine. And then down the bottom here, this one allows you to select between kind of a normal torch and one made for expanded metals, so mesh, stuff like that. When you cut mesh, say I was cutting across just some expanded steel mesh, it cuts fine when you're going through the metal. Then as soon as you hit the gap, the pilot arc will go out, and then you have to release the trigger and refire it. What this does is I'm guessing, and we haven't used it yet to know for sure, but I'm guessing all it does is it keeps that high frequency start going the entire time. I don't know that I'd use that a whole heck of a lot, only because that's probably going to cause a lot of wear and tear on the high frequency start and create a lot of heat, but it will also create a lot of wear and tear on your consumables because you have a little explosion basically going on there that's kind of destructive in the tip of the gun at all times. But if you do have to cut expanded metal, man, that's a nice feature to have. This does vary your current, and just based on the fact it's saying 56, we know that that is not directly related to amps. So at 120 volts, this thing I think is rated at 28 amps, which is a lot of cutting power. That'll definitely dim your lights in the house for sure. But what do we got here? So this is probably 1/8 inch, maybe. Yeah, I'd say it's about 1/8 inch. So we're just going to kick it. We'll go about 3/4 of the way up here. Let's go 45, whatever 45 relates to. That's the only thing. All welding companies do this, and I don't know why. Just put something that references something realistic. I don't know why they do this. It drives me nuts. But you know what? In the world of problems, I guess there's worse ones to have. I will say the fan on this thing is really quiet compared to most. So now we're just going to adjust up that regulator. All right, so go to about 50 pounds here. So our first cut looks really good. There is some slag hanging on the bottom here, although I was pushing it at a very low amperage for the material size. So just cranked it up, and we're going to see what kind of a cut quality we get out of it there. Boy, I'll tell you what, I know it's calling for 0.5, but I turned that down to 30 PSI, which is like 0.225, and I'm getting a much better cut quality out of it in terms of leaving slag behind. So that's what's true for a lot of these machines, is you can set it up according to the guide, but in real world you may find, don't be afraid to mess with those settings. We got a 20-second post flow on this, by the way, so that's why the air's still going. There it goes. But don't be afraid to mess with some of these settings until you find your best cut quality. Even the best machines out there, you can fine-tune them based on real-world situations here. But that just gave me a really, really nice cut. So we're going to try a longer cut. We're going to go straight across here. So overall, I mean, focus, okay. That is a crisp, clean cut. We obviously have some slag on the back, and you're gonna have that no matter what. This is also really gross stuff. Contaminated metal probably isn't helping anything anyway, but I mean, from a cut quality standpoint, that looks really good. And again, you can fine tune, and with more use, I will get this thing dialed in even tighter in terms of giving you a nice cut even on the back side. All right, let's get serious here. Here's some good 1/4-inch plate. So this is 1/4-inch plate going on a 120 volt plasma cutter. This shouldn't work, or it should work horribly, but we're gonna try it anyway. Damn! I mean, it'll get the job done. A little hell of a slag ball there, but I mean, really, if you're just cutting up heavy stuff like this or trying to cut a section of an I-beam out, I mean, you don't care about that. Look at the cut throw. That cut dough. That looks good. On a household plug. Sword dick deal, you can't beat it. Well, that just cut 1/4-inch material on household plugs, so that is damn impressive. God knows if I put that on a 240 volt outlet, I'm sure it would rip through it like it was nothing. So, you know, whether it's this machine or something else in that entry level, if you've got the means to get your paws on one of these things and you work with metal, it will change your metal working life, and it will make you much better. You'll be able to do things you never did before, just because you can make shapes you've never made before and you can do it easily. So I would definitely recommend this machine just based on what we saw on the inside. The build quality is certainly there. I'm really impressed with the Yeswelder so far. They haven't sent me a bad machine yet. So there will be a link in the description. I don't know yet if they're gonna give me a discount coupon for you guys to use. If they do, definitely take advantage of it, because that is a smoking deal with a discount coupon. It's a good deal as is, but yeah, with the coupon, it's freaking awesome. So any questions, as always, concerns, comments, criticisms, make sure you throw them down in the comment section below me. Otherwise, everybody, thanks for watching and have a great day.